Alright, what's up y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to a video from Taylor House Publishing. It's entitled, Indiana Cop Killed After Kicking in a Black Man's Apartment Door. So apparently a cop was killed when he kicked in the door. Now I haven't watched this video, I'm going to be reacting with y'all. So I'm assuming there was a off-duty cop, but let's not assume. Let's go ahead and watch Taylor break it down and we're going to react to this video. Let's go.
All right, peace and blessings, all praises due to the Most High. And here is some new information detailing how and why the officer, Brian Elliott of Indianapolis or Beach Grove, was shot by a black man when he kicked the door in. Unbeknownst to the black man, it was subsequently shot. I won't say murdered, he was shot because, in my opinion, he should never kick the door in. But here's a news clip explaining some details about what happened and what they are trying to charge the young black man with. Just watch.
The man accused of killing Beach Grove police officer Brian Elliott is charged with murder. Wish TV was in the courtroom as Kenneth Johnson heard the charges against him today. IT-Mate's Tim Spears reports from the Beach Grove Police Department with new details on the moments leading to Elliott's death.
Officer Elliott died in the line of duty trying to save a woman's life. Investigators say he kicked down a door as a woman screamed for help when Johnson murdered him. As Kenneth Johnson walks into court, he's wearing the handcuffs belonging to Beach Grove police officer Brian Elliott, the man he's accused of killing.
That's a symbolic thing that is very meaningful for his fellow officers, for us, for his family, to know that he's still here with us and he's helping us through this case.
How many years is life? That's 10 till I die?
It's natural life. It's natural life.
Prosecutors are seeking life in prison without parole, but say the death penalty is on the table.
I see the dignity and the grace that that family carries themselves with and the level of resiliency that they have. That certainly, I think, inspires everybody to want to stand up and fight for them. But you also want to stand up for Officer Elliott. And you want to make sure that this process hopefully honors the sacrifice that he made to this community.
Johnson was arrested after an hours-long manhunt that started with an argument over a car. A woman who lived with Johnson said he took off with her Buick, which she reported stolen. He came back with a gun, demanding $6,000. Police were then called to the Beach Meadow apartments when a neighbor heard a woman screaming. Prosecuting documents claim Johnson was beating that woman with the gun. Elliott and another officer arrived and could hear Johnson inside the apartment threatening to kill her. Elliott knocked. The victim cried, "Help me." Police say Elliott kicked open the door and Johnson opened fire.
He became a police officer because he wanted to help people and he wanted to make a difference.
Yeah, dude, you asked a question about what is life, your natural life or not? Yeah, they contemplating the death penalty. You take out a cop, you guarantee life, no parole, or the death penalty. Them the only two options you got. And that's crazy when you think about it. Imagine your only two options in life without parole or the death penalty. So when you act emotional and just act out doing crazy stuff, them the two options you be left with. Life without parole or life on death row until they stick that needle in your arm. But he brought it on himself.
In his community, and that's exactly what he was doing the day that he lost his life.
Elliott, shot multiple times, died at the hospital. His partner shot in the leg. Investigators say a police drone spotted Johnson hiding the gun in a laundry room where he was arrested, then admitted to the murder, telling officers, "Y'all know it was me." And while being driven to jail, said, "I can't believe I killed somebody today." That somebody, a man Beach Grove police filled the court to support. Even the officers standing over Johnson, wearing a black band around their badge in honor of Elliott's end of watch.
And we're all hurting. This badge that we wear on our chest, to most, looks like a piece of metal. But to us, it's very heavy. And it gets heavier every time something like this happens.
Prosecutor Mears said the decision whether to pursue the death penalty will involve, as he called it, pragmatic conversations with Officer Elliott's family about whether they would be willing to see that punishment through. The last person convicted of killing a Beech Grove police officer on the job was executed just last year in Indiana, but that happened nearly 25 years after the crime. Johnson has pleaded not guilty. He has a hearing in May and a jury trial scheduled for June 1st.
I wonder why they do that, though. Why they convict you, have you on death row, and you be on death row for 20, 25 years just wasting taxpayer money. I wonder, like, why they do that. I mean, it seems like I do understand that in some cases, you know, it ain't really over with. Sometimes there's more evidence that's presented and the person could be exonerated. So I do get that part of it, or them sitting on death row that long. But it seems like, especially in some open and shit cases, you might as well go on and put them in the chair or go on and do what you gotta do to get them on up out of here instead of wasting taxpayer money for 25 years.
Reporting in Beech Grove, Tim Spears for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
All right, Tim, thank you. And the mayor and the police chief of Beech Grove making a statement today on the charges filed. They said today's initial hearing is an important step in the legal process. We trust our criminal justice system to ensure accountability under the law, and we ask the community to allow the process to proceed with integrity and without interference. Our focus is on honoring Officer Brian Elliott's legacy while supporting his family and standing with the men and women of the Beech Grove Police Department during this painful time. Officer Elliott served this city with courage and commitment. We will continue to carry that spirit forward as we begin to collectively heal as a community. He will not be forgotten.
All right, and so there you see the details complete with the court appearance of Kenneth Johnson. Now, the whole story seems a little bit implausible to me. This man who was living with the woman goes and steals her car, allegedly comebacks, demands $6,000, and then starts beating her, and she's screaming for her life. Now, that just doesn't, seem like a story to get the officers there. Nevertheless, in my opinion, when the officer kicked the door in, you notice they never said he announced himself as a police officer. And the young brother is pleading not guilty, so that means he didn't know it was a police officer. He could have been a intruder. You have what they call the castle doctrine, the stand your ground law, and several variations of when somebody comes into your house and you think they are an intruder, you have the right to defend yourself. So even the man's statements, he said, well, I didn't know I was going to kill somebody today. I didn't know, I can't believe I killed somebody today. That initially shows remorse. That doesn't sound like somebody's a cold-blooded killer who knew it was a police and who knew that they were going to take the life of a police officer. And once again, my opinion on the matter is that aggressive police tactic, kicking in the door, playing Captain Save-A-Hole, for lack of a better word, put him in that position as well. Now, he's appeared in court. They have all the symbolic gestures. He's wearing the handcuffs of the officer. They have 100 police officers there in the form of intimidation, which they call support. But you can clearly tell that, the young brother is, not a cold-blooded killer. You heard him ask the judge, you mean life until I die? That doesn't sound like a cold-blooded killer. Now, I want to show you one more video detailing, once again, some of the events and also how, as they mentioned, they are trying to see the death penalty in this case as opposed to natural life. Just watch.
In tonight with new charges filed in the death of Beech Grove police officer Brian Elliott. As you know, he was shot and killed Monday while responding to a domestic disturbance at an apartment complex in Beech Grove. Tonight, Ashton Hackman shares new details we've learned about the man who's charged and explains what's next in the case.
Kenneth Johnson walked into the courtroom Friday morning, his hands locked with the same handcuffs Officer Brian Elliott carried every day, all in front of dozens of Elliott's fellow Beech Grove officers who filled the courtroom standing watch for one of their own.
We all come together, regardless of the color of our uniform, the shape of our badge, or the patch on our shoulder. We all have the same common goal, and that's to serve our community, to provide safety for our communities, regardless, and we're all hurting.
Prosecutors for now are seeking life without parole if Johnson is convicted. The death penalty remains an option.
In these types of cases, the death penalty is always a consideration. We have conversations with our law enforcement partners. We have conversations with the family. We'll begin those conversations when they're ready.
New court documents reveal multiple neighbors called 911 Monday night after hearing a woman screaming inside Johnson's apartment. When Elliott and another officer arrived, they heard the same screams themselves and kicked the door. Police say Johnson opened fire as the door swung open. Fellow officers rushed both wounded officers to Eskenazi Hospital, where Elliott was pronounced dead. Investigators say Johnson jumped from a third-floor balcony and ran, sparking an hours-long manhunt. Officers found him hours later in a different apartment building's laundry room, reportedly with a handgun. After his arrest, court documents show Johnson told officers, quote, "I was the only one on scene. Y'all know it was me." A judge entered a not guilty plea on Johnson's behalf. He remains in custody as this case moves forward.
People are continuing to work on this case, gather information, and so it's going to be a long journey.
A long journey towards justice for the family and loved ones of Officer Brian Elliott. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
See, the crazy part is these people do these random acts, then you gotta live the rest of your life with that regret. This dude finna go to prison for the rest of his life, even if he don't do natural born life. 'Cause I've seen cases where people got life sentences and only did with 25, 30 years. But still, that's a long ass time. And they put that all them years on you, and you gotta spend years reversing it. You gotta be in the prison library, you gotta be reading, you gotta learn those laws, those loopholes, so you can take some of that time off your case. But I got a friend, and I swear we were kids, we were teenagers in 1995. My friend, he was in the street, he was selling drugs. I think he had fronted a guy some dope or something, and the guy owed him some money. I don't know what the hell got in my friend's mind. I'm talking about, this is a childhood friend. We've been knowing each other since like third grade. That's like 8, 9 years old. Man, this fool decided on Christmas Day he wanted his money that he been fronting dude for drugs. I think it was like 200. Dude owed him like no more than 300. This fool decided on Christmas Day he wanted to go collect this money. Christmas Day, 1995. This fool go to this man's house on Christmas Day. The guy, uncle, was home from the military on Christmas break. So make a long story short, I'm gonna get to the point. He came, he wanted the money. They got into an argument. The uncle came out, stepped in between it. He told the uncle, back off, this ain't got nothing to do with you. And the uncle like, nah, leave my house. My nephew ain't paying you, blah, blah, blah. Make a long story short, my homeboy pulled out the gun, shot the man 2 or 3 times in the chest. Christmas Day, 95. He get arrested. Make a long story even shorter. February 1997, he gets sentenced to double life. Not life, but double life in prison. I think it was just double. I don't know if it was double life or no parole, but hell, it might as well be no parole. He got sentenced to 2 life sentences. Come to find out, my friend didn't know that the guy was a decorated military soldier. I told he killed somebody with a little rank in the military. So they gave him that double life action, man. And that man, fool been in us since February 97. I talked to him sometime, I give him a phone card. His last appeal was 2014. His next one ain't due up until 2034. Man, so it look like he might be stuck in there. But the point of me bringing that up is $200 got him 2 life sentences. He been in us in 1997, stuck, growing old in fucking prison. And that's what this guy finna go through. All because he was emotional and couldn't think and just calm down and see the situation for what it was. And just walk away while you can, cause you get in prison, your ass ain't gonna never walk away.
Johnson will soon be transferred to a facility outside Marion County. His next court appearance is set for May 27th. A jury trial is set for June, but that is probably going to get pushed
to a later date.
All right, and so once again, you see the details that police kicked in the door when they heard allegedly a woman screaming. Once again, I think that gives him plausible deniability that he knew it was an officer. Nevertheless, he's been charged. He's pled not guilty. They say that they are moving him to another facility, and we all know why that is, so he won't receive adverse treatment by guards in that county. But as we seen with Rodney Hinton Jr., that doesn't matter, because wherever you're at, when you're accused of killing a law enforcement officer, they're going to treat you adversely. But this situation, is fresh. The young man, once again, I believe, he didn't know it was a police officer. Just looking at him from my experience, he may be, suffering from some sort of substance abuse issue as well. So all those things should be taken into consideration, but the judge entered a not guilty plea for him. I don't know why that is, but, I think they are, trying to move forward swiftly. As they said, a jury trial is set for June. That's only 4 months away. So probably going to be pushed back, but they seem to, be very, very serious in prosecuting this young man. So we don't know that they haven't showed the quote unquote victim. The only narrative we have is the narrative that they're speaking. And so we don't even know if that's true or not. But, shout out to the young brother. Hope he holds his head in this judicial system where, once again, he is guilty until proven innocent, as opposed to being innocent until proven guilty. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all.
All right, that's the end of the video. But in conclusion, you got to learn to master your emotions. Because here, hey, I'm in Atlanta. We ain't got nothing but knuckleheads. I've been in a few situations where I thought I was going to have to use my weapon. So I carry every day. I thought I would have to use my weapon. I had some young dudes pull up on, I'm at a stop. It's early. Let me tell you this quick story. It's early one Sunday morning. I go to Walmart, spend a little too much than I wanted to spend. So on my way home, it's like 10 in the morning. I'm like, let me cut on my Uber app, see if I can make about $20, $30, trying to make up for the extra I spent. I'm sitting at the goddamn stop sign, a car coming across. It was in a residential neighborhood. Now it's like 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Car in front of me at the stop sign. I'm on the other side. My Uber go off. I'm trying to look and see if it's something I want to take. These fools pull up right next to me and tell me to keep it moving, like move out the way or some shit. They want to get her like at the stop sign. I'm like, what the fuck? So I look at my rear view thinking maybe it's a car behind me. I pull up just to try to avoid the situation. These dudes bust the U-turn. What I do, go in my glove box, get the tool out, put a bullet in the head, and get ready to defend myself. But they just sped up on me, pulling up close behind me and stuff. But I didn't take a shot. Why? Because I was thinking, I don't want to throw my life away and, have to go to fucking prison over some knuckleheads. So I know things do happen unexpectedly, and people will put you in a position where you may have to defend yourself. I've been put in them several times, but it's just what I'm speaking about. So I do understand, but you can't be so mad where you lose focus and just crash out. It's a price to pay for crashing out, and that's called a prison. And hell, I be looking at these damn YouTube channels and these prison stories. I ain't never been to prison. I went to jail one time. That was for a suspended license. I stayed in jail 24 hours, the longest goddamn 24 hours of my life. So me in prison is something I can never get used to. Never, ever. So I always try to mind my thoughts, control my emotions and anger so I don't have to go to prison and just walk away and let it go. But I'm going to end it right there. If you made this fun, this video, give me a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And peace. I'll catch y'all in this video.